In the latest of their Weverse magazine interview starring BTS member Park Jimin titled, "There's people who've been rooting for us throughout this difficult time." The idol provides deeper insights into his passion for his craft, his thought processes, and how he greatly contributes to making BTS work as a whole. Jimin revealed just how hard he worked for their English releases. Because they were unable to meet with fans at concerts, it was harder for the group to receive feedback on their performance. "I learn a lot from going on tour. I combine the audience's immediate reactions and the parts that I wasn't satisfied with and practice based on that, and ask the other members about it too. But right now there's no time to review that. So I keep practicing a lot, but it's hard to tell how the things I'm doing will end up looking. So I keep trying things out on my own, but without any feedback." With no immediate feedback, it was more difficult for the boys to get a grip of how to sing the songs and what type of emotions to convey. Even the pronunciation is definitely different, and the part of your throat the sound comes from changes depending on the pronunciation. I think that's why I was a little flustered. On Butter, if I had done it the way I always do, it wouldn't show up. So I studied a lot on how to sound more pure and simple. With so many different techniques and styles to work on, it took a toll on him as he tried to maintain his unique vocal tone with the new style of music. I guess you could call it the song that most made me think like a new singer again. I think I practiced harder than ever before. I think I've worked extremely hard to have my own unique style, but then I hit a wall and had to go back to the beginning to find a new way. He even practiced with Jungkook to try and find a right medium between his vocals and the new music, and I went over it a lot with Jungkook. What if I sing it like this? Or what about this way? How should I practice? I asked so many questions like that and practiced a lot, too. But I enjoyed the process. At one point I was like, I can get that kind of voice out of my throat too. Even though it didn't make it onto the final recording, I tried doing different ad-libs while singing other parts, and I found my strengths that way. He also admitted that although it was hard to adjust to the changes, he realized that he could find a new side to themselves in the process. It was hard to adjust to the changes, but in other ways, since the group saw a greater outpouring of love, I thought we should be featuring emotions and content that's a little more comprehensive. Personally, it was hard adjusting to a situation where I couldn't perform. But after Butter was out and we moved on to Permission to Dance, I saw how lots of people took positively to the way I put so much effort into attempting to change things a bit more with these songs. And I realized that we could find a new side to ourselves in the process. Jimin revealed his thoughts about their recent track releases and how it was like promoting during the pandemic. In terms of their latest 3 tracks, Jimin shared that all 3 tracks were totally different, making the thought process different for each one. They're totally different. The attitudes I take on are different, the thought process is different, and I think the emotions I feel are all different, too. I think Butter was a bit hard for me. It wasn't a style I was used to, but I thought the actual dance was really impressive when I saw the video, and it had a lot of footwork, so I thought I'd be good at it, but it was way harder than I thought. He even questioned his dancing ability at one point because of how different the dancing style was for him. During practice I even thought, why am I so bad at dancing? If you look at our usual choreography, it has very powerful parts with big movements and lots of power, but Butter felt really difficult because all the power went in at the same time, even though it was loose. He looked at the other members for guidance and eventually found his groove, so I watched Hoseok dancing a latte. And since every member has their own style of dancing, I watched the way Taehyung loosened up and the way Jungkook danced by the book, and I combined all those. So for some of the broadcasts of Butter I really loosened up, and for others I used a little more strength. I tried all different things. This interview touched fans' hearts, and the responses were enthusiastic and heartfelt. Jimin is instrumental to BTS not only for his skills, but also for his amazing mindset that helped push the group forward. Hope he can keep up with this mindset and show us his various styles in their next releases.